I'm back. Sorry I haven't done a video for a little while. I was sick. I actually had a cold, but I'm feeling better. By the way, what did you think of that new intro I put up? Instead of like doing a slideshow like of those with SpongeBob, Shrek, Sonic, Disney, the one of the thumbnails I did, the pencil I showed off, and the mascots. Well, that made me realize something. I've been doing that intro for at least 6 months, and I decided to start off a new one. But don't worry, the old one's still in there. I still have the old one. I also posted that clip on my Instagram account. If you want to see it, the description's down below if you want to know how to get into my Instagram account, which is part of the five rules you have to do to see more videos of BDH. Anyway, let's not talk about that. So this video was supposed to be launched on September 29th. Darn this cold. I didn't even get the chance to do it because I was too sick for YouTube. So I got better and I decided to do this. Alrighty. So this is a new movie review. It is one of those 2 movies that are going to be like the ones I've been planning. This one, and there's going to be another one coming out this month, next weekend, and another one in Halloween. Can't wait to do all those. Now, if you're wondering what movie it is, you've seen the title in the description, and you've seen the thumbnail, you guessed it. It is none other than Wallace and Gromit, Curse of the Wererabbit. Okay, so this is one of those movies that I was planning to do. It is one of those old movies that came out in the 2000s. And I'm actually excited to do this. And Wallace and Gromit was part of my childhood. So this would be kind of interesting. Alright, before this video starts, usually I don't do this. I do it by the end of the video, but somehow there are some few YouTubers who did it before they start on a top 10 countdown or a movie review. So I guess I'll start that. So what I'm trying to say is, for more Brick Dragon Hero videos, all you gotta do is subscribe to this channel, like this video, comment down below if you can give your rate about it. Follow me at BD8 at Brick Dragon Hero. It's Brick Dragon Hero, or BDH for short. That's how I pronounce Brick's name. And just a little warning, I am a little bit sniffy, so if you hear any sniffs, just try to ignore them. Even though I am feeling a little bit better. And if you don't know what Wallace and Gromit, Curse of the Wererabbit's all about, this may contain some spoilers. So all you gotta do is pause this video, ask a parent if you could watch it, or you could try watch it if you own it. And then when you're done watching it, come back to this video and see Go and watch it. Pretty clever, huh? Alright, so let's begin. In the town of West Wallaby Street, the Simpsons were growing up of giant vegetables as the same size of a man. Not just my actual size. I'm kind of tall for this, so about at least a 5-foot person. It would be compared to me because I'm 6 foot. But there's a little hiccup. Whenever there's big vegetables, there's always a patch of score bunnies. Rushing fire bunnies that rush around and steal other vegetables. I'm just kidding. It's just regular bunnies. Well, I'm still waiting for Pokemon Sword and Shield to come out, but we're not talking about that. Bunnies love vegetables, and whenever they try to sneak in, they always try to take a vegetable. And that's where these two came along. Wallace and Gromit. So, if you're wondering who these two are, Wallace is the inventor who always comes up with crazy contraptions, and Gromit is Wallace's dog. They always try and figure out a new business order and try to exceed them, but sometimes those businesses could also lead them to some crazy adventure. That's who they are. By the way, I want to say rest in peace to Peter Salas, the voice actor of Wallace, who passed away for the last 2 years. He will be missed, just like how Stan Lee died, Stephen Hillenburg died, Cameron Boyce died. Those were the greatest times of all time. They will be missed. I just figured that out while I was watching some few Wallace and Gromit videos. But anyway, that's their new job as bunny catchers to protect the civilization's vegetables from getting eaten by hungry rabbits. That's how the movie goes. Anyway. So, what do they do with those captured bunnies they do? They put them into a lock and zing, murder them. I'm just kidding. They keep them in storage and feed them minced carrots. And that's where Gromit was trying to capture some bunnies that had escaped and brought them back. And just like the Wallace and Gromit cartoons, Wallace was off pushing a button reminding Gromit it's his turn for breakfast. And his breakfast is none other than veggies. If you're wondering, why do I have this ruler with me? Well, sadly, we are out of veggies. I'm kind of sad because I actually like veggies. Well, some veggies. Carrots and broccoli is one of my favorites. The reason why Wallace is having veggies instead of you know what, we'll try to say this for a surprise. Because Wallace has a diet. He's been eating too much of you know what that kind of got Gromit worried. The more you know what Wallace ate, the more chunkier he got. So Wallace had a plan to get his hands on you know what, by asking Gromit how his prize melon's going out, because Gromit is hoping that the vegetable that he was growing would win the golden carrot. So he went out to measure it, and that's where Wallace was trying to get, you know what? Ooh, cheese! He was trying to get some cheese, but then, ow! He got mouse-trapped. Wallace can't help himself. He just really loves cheese. And that's where the invention of how he could try to get his mind off of cheese would help it and proceed to his diet, which kind of got Gromit worried that what if something might go wrong? Then suddenly, ring, 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 there was a phone call calling, I forgot her name, the lady who really loves rabbit. It has a rabbit problem and says that Wallace might need help. And Wallace said, "Don't worry, we'll be back. Get there in a ah!" In a ah? What does that mean? I think he was supposed to say an hour. So Wallace and Gromit, it came off, and that's where they found out Lady Tinyham's garden was overrun by lots and lots of bunnies, which got them surprised, which made Wallace an idea of how to get them. But there's another problem. Lady Tinyham's crush, which is Victor Corman, believe or thinks the only way to get rid of a rabbit is by killing them. And he tried demonstrating that by shooting one of them, but the rabbit was back into the hole and brought them back into the bunny vacuum 6000 or 9000. I'm not really good of counting that on how inventions work. And poor man got confused that he should have got bullseye, but also told Lady Timing is that this is his nature. This is who he really is. And he also, of course, lost his wig from the vacuum, which also got him sucked in. Which I found that pretty funny. But Corman also realized that Lady Timing has a little crush on Wallace, which made him a little bit jealous and wanted to try to get rid of a rabbit his way. And that also made Wallace an idea that what he should do with the rabbits. Wallace's plan was to brainwash them, so that way all the bunnies wouldn't try to eat a single vegetable. So he used the brainwashing machine plus some lunar power into a way to brainwash them. Wallace said, "Veg bad, veg bad, veg bad. Say no to carrots, cabbage, and cauliflower." So, when he said those words, Gromit activated the machine, the bun vac, and combined all the stuff that Wallace said, which made them changing their minds of having vegetables. Would they turn to carnivores or fruit eaters? I'm not really sure, but that's how Wallace solved the all the problem. But it kind of went a little overboard because Wallace accidentally turned on the switch that says suck, which made one of the bunnies into the machine that Wallace was using to make him act like a hopping bunny. Gromit got scared and tried to help Wallace by smashing the glass jar. And they also tested if they worked, and it did. So, they called one of the bunnies that got inside of Wallace's machine hutch and kept him in there safely. But things were about to change. In a dark night of a full moon, where all the people have grown their vegetables, one bunny was around, about 8 feet tall, and had the humongous cheeks that can eat an entire vegetable through one bite. There was one creature that prowled the city with its tremendous appetite of vegetables and delicious food that could ruin this night's competition. Beware of the wererabbit. How is that? The wererabbit was around. All the citizens were mad that almost their biggest vegetables were gobbled up by the giant rabbit, the wererabbit. Beware! Beware! And Quartermain has a solution that he would shut down the wererabbit and finish it off. But Lady Timon refused that killing won't solve the issue. Then, what would Wallace and Gromit do? They have a plan. How to catch the cursed wererabbit. And their plan was simple. It was to do it with love. Because love sometimes is always the answer, not violence. So, that's how that floaty came along of the Mrs. Giant Wererabbit that did some cheeky moves. But sadly, it broke because Wallace wasn't paying attention. And always keep your eyes on the road. Not really planning to drive though. Which made Wallace separate from Gromit. And Gromit was kind of like worried that something bad might happen. And it popped up the wererabbit. It was chasing around the block, which made Gromit chase it down. He was following it, even as if digging, he was trying to follow along the wererabbit, which kind of got it separated because Gromit was this close to catching it. This close. But then next morning, he came back, and there were a lot of phone calls saying that Wallace was answering about their problems of how their giant vegetables were getting gobbled up. And they figured it out. The wererabbit is none other than Hutch. And they decided to seal him up so that way he wouldn't attack. That's how Gromit made this powerful shelter that he won't escape. But Gromit found something else. There were footsteps following along each path, and did he figure it out? Who knew? Meanwhile, Wallace was invited by Lady Tinyham's guard to see how wonderful it is, which made Wallace feel excited to eat those veggies. And that made Cormain so upset that he tried to finish Wallace off while trying to head home. But catastrophe just happened. It turns out Wallace was the wererabbit, not the bunny they experimented on. The biggest transformation was so surprising to me. That kind of scared me as a kid because the transformation of how it started off kind of scary and made it so devastating that it was so wow. And then when the transformation is complete, the wererabbit threw the tree into the woods and made a howl. That one's kind of confusing. Bunnies don't howl unless if they actually they don't really howl. So when the wererabbit went out to find more veggies, Cormain found out that Wallace was the wererabbit, and his next plan was to murder him. Gromit did his best to try and protect him and told him that he was the wererabbit, but he didn't believe him. Until that day, Wallace found out that Hutch was turning into him, which made Wallace surprised and a little bit troubled that the next move would turn him into a wererabbit again. That would be a problem. Meanwhile, while getting the festival ready, an angry mob had told Lady Tinynham that the rabbit is still out there. And since she is so upset about it, it turned out that Cormain would kill him, which made her heartbroken while Cormain was trying to come out and hunt down Wallace. Luckily enough, he had bullets of gold that would shot down Wallace because he was turning into a wererabbit. But luckily enough, Cormain didn't really shot the wererabbit. It was just Gromit in the same suit from the float that may have an idea to lure down the giant rabbit by using the giant vegetables, which made Gromit the idea to use the giant melon to stop him. But it backfired when Wallace saw Cormain trying to get the golden carrots here for the bullets. And that made Wallace so mad that he managed to grab her and threw Cormain into a cotton candy machine. And that made Lady Tinynham realize that it was Wallace. While Gromit was trying to get up there to help him, he was attacked by Philip, Victor Cormain's dog, who was trying to stop Gromit from trying to help rescue Wallace. This from getting shot by Cormain. But he managed to save that by pressing the eject button from the planes they were riding. That made Philip fall down. Ah! And then this happened. Victor Cormie was this close to shooting Wallace, but Gromit managed to save that by blocking the shot, which made everyone so happy that he made it, well, every bunny, because the mob were still aftering it. But then Gromit lost control of the plane, which made Wallace come to the rescue and stop up the fall, which Cormie thought that he won, but got smacked in the head by a giant veggie, making him falling down into a deathful punishment. Meanwhile, the mob was trying to get the wererabbit, which made Gromit the idea to make him the wererabbit and see if he likes it being hunted down. But sadly, poor Wallace was knocked out. But then he managed to turn back. But sadly, he didn't make it. Rest in peace. But luckily enough, Gromit had an idea of what could recover him. Cheese! Which made Wallace feel like himself again. And made him censored. But then when she realized that rabbits sometimes also has love, she had an idea to build a bunny sanctuary where to keep all the bunnies safe, including Hutch himself, which made everyone happy. And of course, Hutch also started off with the end by cheese. One of the classic endings ever. Alright, so that'll be it for this video, but before I go, here's the question of today. What are your favorite DreamWorks movies? Alright, so Wallace and Gromit Curse of the Were-Rabbit is a DreamWorks movie because basically DreamWorks had Armin Studios right before Armin decided to have his own studio. But that's basically what happened. I'll tell you what's mine. Tell you the truth, Wallace and Gromit kind of remind me of a combination of Wallace and Gromit, Sonic Unleashed, which is a video game, and Beauty and the Beast because of the logical little storyline. But sadly, Wallace and Gromit isn't one of my favorite DreamWorks movies. It is still my childhood. I still like it, but it's not really one of my favorites because I kind of forgot about it when I was growing up. But I'll tell you what are my favorite DreamWorks movies. They will be counted as non-Disney movies in some future videos. But I'll just tell you it anyway because I'm talking about a DreamWorks movie. Of course, my favorite is the Shrek series. I love the Shrek series. It's one of my favorite growing up as a child because I just love this green ogre so much that I decided to add it. And of course, I also love How to Train Your Dragon, How to Train Your Dragon 2. I love them because I absolutely love dragons. I had these two movies that I got from last Christmas, but I'm so glad I got them because I really love these series. And of course, I also got this How to Train Your Dragon, The Hidden World. Okay, so when I found out the movie review I did for this had so many views, I was like, no dang way. It has so many views. It has 248 views. That made me so surprised about it. I really appreciate you guys for watching this video because I'm so proud that the review I did got so many views. Thank you for getting this How Train Dragon Hidden World movie reviews. So many views. Thank you all. And also, of course, I also love the How to Train Your Dragon trilogy. Last off is the Kung Fu Panda trilogy. I like Kung Fu Panda. It's one of my favorites. So, those are all my favorite DreamWorks movies. I'll ask this again. Question of the day is what is your favorite DreamWorks movies? I'll add the same question in the comments and what my answers are. So, hope you enjoy it. And another announcement. So, you guys remember this, right? The Pokemon meets the cartoon characters. Here's a closer look. You can see there's Shrek, there's Ryan, one of the characters I made, Rex, SpongeBob, Spyro, Buzz Lightyear, Violet, Sully, Dash, and of course there are some Pokemon trainers I added. This is Serena, my version of Serena, Dylan, Elijah, I named it after me, and Gabriel. I also add some of their Pokemon partners. I add Wigglytuff, Primeape, Crocodile, Lycanroc Dusk, Pidgeot. Sorry, this is Neoking. This is Wigglytuff. It's kind of hard because the poster board's there. But anyway, an announcement. I'm making another one like this, but this time I'll make a Dynamax power. I'll meet some few of the cartoon characters, meet a Dynamax Pokemon. I'm not sure what it is. Maybe I'll do Raichu. But instead of adding the same characters from the bottom half, I'll add more. Maybe I'll add Scooby-Doo. Maybe that's going to happen in a future video. Make sure you stay tuned for that. Also, of course, future non-Disney movies will be coming soon. And of course, I already told you a little link on them by one of the companies. Thanks for watching. Have a brick day.